Hello YouTube, TPT, the photography team here again.
We thought we'd do another intro to us as a bit of an update, mainly because we said last time that we like to shoot Canon and we're doing all our nice Sigma glass, and lo and behold, as you can see, and as if you subscribe, Fuji.
All of our Canon gear has gone. That was a big decision, but we're happy with the change. We're happy with what we're getting from the Fuji X-T2 systems. As you can see, we've got a lovely lens lineup. When we get time, because we're very busy at the moment, we'll obviously be doing some reviews on each of these lenses. We'll probably just go through these and talk to you about each one as we sit here today, and just sort of say what we like about each lens. We both have obviously two X-T2s each. We're currently filming with an X-T2 today with the 10-24 f4 lens.
Which is one of these?
On 4K, so we just thought we'd give that a test today. We just got a little cheapy microphone plugged in. We're not going to be using on-camera audio. Above the camera we've got a
Westcott ice light.
Westcott ice light, which is giving us the main light, and then there's a couple of LED lights in the ceiling. So pretty simple setup. So
let's talk about Fuji, shall we?
Let's talk about Fuji.
And why we're now Fuji and not Canon. One is, I mean, look at that. It's tiny and it's really light. And we were going to actually, hopefully, we was going to have Canon and this here to be able to show you, but we really needed to sell Canon gear to be able to buy this lot. So unfortunately we can't do that direct comparison. We don't get sent gear or anything like that. We have to pay for it all. So there we go. But yeah, no, this is a small reason why we've changed. These are tiny. These are light. And when you think that that's equivalent to 70 to 200, and it is that small and that light, you can kind of see another reason why we've done it. Flash guns are that small. I don't know if you've got one of our old ones down there to hand. As a
here's an Oyoung Nuo. You put it in the closed position.
Tiny, absolutely tiny. So. And then we run through this setup here, and you can see sort of what we've got. So 10-24 f4. It's got IS built into it, or OS as Fuji calls it. 16mm, so 35mm money. It's 24mm. This is a prime, 1.4, I believe. Yeah. 35mm equivalent 35mm. So this is 23mm, and this is a 1.4 as well.
1.4, yeah.
This is a 35mm equivalent to 50 f2, and I mean, look at that.
That is sharp.
Minuscule.
That is sharp.
I mean, that's you put that on the front of one of these bodies without a grip, you're really inconspicuous, aren't you? 56mm 1.2, so equivalent to a nice 85 portrait. 90mm equivalent to 135 f2. And then the big 50 to 140, which is equivalent to 70 to 200 as such. It just goes over 200, and it's about 214, 215.
Yeah, a little bit over.
And this is a 2.8. Yeah.
2.8 throughout the resume range
and
with
IS.
OS. IS, OS.
OS, yeah, whatever they want to call it. So, yeah, I mean, you sit one probably Sigma's, talking Sigma, we like to talk Sigma. Sigma's new one's probably going to be sitting similar height to this, maybe not, maybe a bit shorter than that.
Well, obviously in our last video I was saying how I was going to get the Sigma 85mm, which has then been released. And if you were to go to that, which is the comparison, the Fuji version, probably a third of the weight.
Easily. I'm still fairly convinced those two together weigh as much as one of the Sigma lenses.
Well, the Canon,
that's what it feels like.
The Canon 7200 was a fair old weight, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
So I mean, in these lenses, the 10-24, yes, we will use that during weddings, but one of the main reasons is for our property photography. So we need that wide angle when we're doing property shoots. You went for the 16mm, didn't you? Because you like the full frame 24mm equivalent.
I had the 24mm to 35mm Sigma.
Yeah.
So I kind of replaced it with that.
And obviously at 1.4, ideal for in our dark churches. Good image. Happy with the image quality? Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
In our previous video, I used to have the Sigma 35mm f1.4, and that's the reason why I went to the Fuji 23mm, which is 35mm on a full frame camera. And again, this is 1.4. Now there is an f2 version of this. However, I went for this version because it does give me that extra stop of light, which is needed in dark environments. Lovely lens. I have found a couple of times it has back focused, but we'll just see how we get on with that. Whether it's me, I'm not sure. But then we go on to this little lens. This is the first one I actually bought when I picked up my first X-T2. So it's 35mm f2. So it's obviously a 50mm equivalent full frame. I used to have the Sigma 50mm. So again, the reason why I got this one. And for the price range and the size of this is probably one of the sharpest lenses that I actually own. Very sharp, even sharp at f2. Great lens.
Yeah, I then went for, I did have the 50mm Sigma, and that was my go-to lens, and loved it, as you've probably seen on our Sigma video. If not, go and watch it if you like the Sigma stuff. I decided to go to the 85mm equivalent, mainly because this is 1.2, and this is so sharp it's unbelievable. We were told by someone that had bought this that they shot a prom and had to de-sharpen because it was so sharp on the faces that you were seeing the imperfections at the young ladies and guys at the prom. So that is an absolutely awesome lens, and it was the first one I got with the first XT when we were trying it and getting ourselves in there, and you know that sold me on it alone in some respects. I then toiled between these two. Nathan went this way and I went this way. I was attracted to go into all primes. So my sort of setup is here, and I've got one of these as well, like say for property stuff. But I just wanted that all prime setup, and this again, sharp f2, really nice. And if you pick one of these up and you hear, if you can hear that, don't worry, it's not broken. We believe it's got the moving elements inside it, and I was a bit worried when I got it, but that is.
I think it's to do with it's the actual focusing system on that. I think, and they do say that when you're transporting it, not to transport it in a position where it's going to be constantly dunk 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 dunk. If not, you can damage it. But and this is my baby. I used to love my 70-200 Canon lens. I mean, that's probably one of the best lenses that you can get for Canon. This is obviously Fuji's version. f2.8 optical stabilization,
and that is phenomenal, isn't it?
This is phenomenal.
The OS on that is crazy. You handheld at like 1/6, and it was sharp still, wasn't it?
It's sharp, and you need that optical stabilization. Like I say, I stood at the back of the church, shooting down the aisle. You know, f2.8, yeah, a little bit slower than some of these other lenses, but with the optical stabilization, as long as your subject isn't moving, 1/60th of a second, you're going to get lovely sharp images.
And we're stretching on further because that's like 214 or whatever it does equate to. So we're even getting more reach on something like that. I mean, I'm stuck at 135 as such with this, but I may end up getting this or even swapping. But the reason we kind of have this lineup is we wanted to see what Fuji offered and trying everything, didn't we? Yeah, we've still got to play. We've still got to really test this, which is why we've not done our full review yet, because we don't want to say, oh yeah, no, this is great, and after we've actually properly used it, we're going, yeah, I won't use that one, kind of thing. So,
I mean, this does come with a tripod collar. I'm not going to put it on, but I've actually taken it off because it's quite a big collar, and actually gets in the when you're composing, it actually gets in the way of your zoom ring. So I've taken that off. I'm happy to have this hanging off the body. In my 70-200, I used to carry that off the tripod collar on my strap, but I'm happy to have this hanging off the front because it's not as heavy. And another difference between the Fuji lineup is the zoom rings are opposite to Canon, which takes a bit of getting used to.
And this one as well, talking about that, we've got the zoom range on the actual lens, but it's got an aperture ring but no aperture numbers, which we found a bit weird. You can actually turn this one to auto. But...
Yeah, so with that one, you would have, when you look through the viewfinder, you'll be able to see what aperture you're shooting. Obviously, all the rest of these lenses have the aperture ring built in, so it's a nice visual representation. That's what we like about these cameras as well, because when it's all together and you just look down at the top of your camera, you can see your ISO, you can see your shutter speed, and you can see your aperture. Old school.
You don't even have to have the camera on.
No.
Everything's there, and there is a nice retro thing to it, and we kind of like retro as well, don't we? Really?
Well, you like retro? I mean, I've got numerous film cameras. Obviously, you've seen the videos. Ben's got a lovely toy behind him.
Oh, I love my toy. This is a thing of beauty.
It's Hasselblad.
We'll talk about that.
That's for another video.
Yeah.
And again, with these cameras, what we like is the articulating screen, which wasn't a feature on the 5D. It's a shame it doesn't actually articulate all the way around, but you've got the tilt screen, and there's also a mode where if you're doing a portrait, you can tilt it this way. So it's handy, and we do use that a lot. We were with our Canons, we were often laying on the floor to get the shot, but with these, sometimes you don't actually have to get on the floor, but you can. It just makes it a lot easier.
Even for one of those overhead views, hold it over the top, tilt it down, bang, 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 lovely jubbly. So, overall, we were bricking it a bit when we first decided, or first thought about it. Shall we go from these lovely, professional, full frame, well tested, well tried, well got their reputation.
Took us years to get all that equipment, because as you know, it's not cheap.
And then we thought, do we go for these tiny, tiny little cameras? And actually, we're quite glad we have.
We are glad. We've obviously had to go for the battery whips on both of our cameras.
Get one off, show you the size.
We've also bought some spare batteries, because although these have 3 batteries in, we are quite trigger happy, and we soon go through these batteries. But we haven't had any issues with them actually running out during a wedding, so we're happy. And we always got our chargers with us, so when we're sitting down having a meal, we can just plug the cameras in. And that's a good thing with these cameras. You don't actually have to take the batteries out to charge. You can charge with a power socket. You can charge directly into the grip, so that will charge the 2 batteries. And with a USB cable, you can directly charge the battery that's in the camera.
So this is what it looks like on its own. I'd say absolutely tiny. And then that's the grip. Not that heavy really. I mean, it adds a bit, but it's lovely made. It's all the same feel and everything. Slotting together, locks down lovely. And that's the biggest reason is this boost button on the back as well. You flick that onto boost and your AF is almost instant. It boosts in low light for doing what we're doing, video recording, etc. So, tons of pluses. The EVF is incredible. Yeah. If you've not shot with EVF, if you've not seen what it's like, we can't show you. You need to use it. It's big, it's bright, and the thing we love is what you see is what you get. You look through that, you can adjust the exposure compensation. You kind of get used to it. You look through it, use your thumb, adjust the exposure compensation, and you can bring your shot to what you want it to look like when there before you even press the button. Where DSLR, if you've got a big bright sky and you're trying to do something, you take a shot, come back, the old chimping, look at the back and think, well, actually, that's that's too much. I need to bring the foreground up a bit, etc. You just look for the EVF and sort it out before you even take the photograph. And
you can connect these to your phone, so you can take an image, a raw file. You can convert that raw file in camera, adding noise reduction, shadows, highlights, different film simulations. You can do everything in camera. You can then export that into the camera as a JPEG, and then you can then send that to your phone straight out to social media. So quite handy when you're doing a wedding. If you want to get some images out on social media at the time, very simple.
So that's a quick rundown. We've got 2 of these each. We're running the Nissan i60A flash guns. These are tiny. Actually, we've been really quite impressed with these. Battery life seems to be amazing. We've done whole weddings and not even replaced them. Whether we're using better ISO on that because it's lovely.
Yeah, full TTL.
Yeah, it has got high-speed sync, but it's due to as an upgrade soon, isn't it?
The camera doesn't actually support the high-speed sync yet, and these will need to be sent away for that to be upgraded.
Video light.
They come with a little diffuser, bounce card, obviously the wide diffuser. Great. Total 360 swivel.
I mean, Nissan are well known as well. You've got a battery pack on the front, so you want to put a battery pack on it as a place for that as well. I mean,
guide number 60. The i60 means guide number 60, so very powerful as well.
And they go to 200 zoom.
Yeah.
As well. And the thing I really like is there's no twisting, there's no locking when you put it on your camera. Push, that's locked in, that ain't coming back off. There's no wheel it down, there's no lock it. Once it's in, it's locked, it's on, that's really quick. And there's a simple press and hold button, and you pull it off. And as you can see, it's tough, it's on there, and that's really nice. That's a very simple feature. And they're bringing out the NAS controller very soon, so the Nissan Air system, to work with Fuji. So you can put that on top, put these elsewhere with no sort of remote on these, and actually control them. So doing off-camera flash and weddings and your first dance stuff is sorted.
I mean, these are Fuji apparently is a Canon mount. We have tried our Yongnuo triggers radio slaves on this. It will fire the flash, but there's no adjustment. You can't make remote adjustments. So
and there's no TTL; it's full manual.
No, so these Yongnuo flashes with these are pretty useless. But like Ben was saying, once the NAS system's out, we'll be able to fully remote control these flashes off camera, because during the first dance we like to have a couple of flashes set up in the room. Just gives a lovely feel to the image.
Yeah, so this lot will have a full review soon. I don't know when, because we kind of want to use it in anger, don't we? We want to get really into it, and we've only just got these, as you're fully aware if you've subscribed to us. We haven't had this system long, so we don't want to be going, this is amazing lens, and then in a couple of months' time, actually think, well, actually, no, we're missing this. Our first impressions is this is awesome, absolutely awesome.
And when you think of the price point of these lenses compared to the full frame equivalents, half the price.
Absolutely crazy. So the other stuff we're going to be doing, every time we now YouTube, we're going to blog, and we're going to do other blog stuff on our website, thephotographyteam.co.uk. You can subscribe to that now as well, so you'll get inbox updates when we blog. With so many things we're gonna review that we've managed to get over the months and years. We've got companies like 4V. They're sending us stuff to have a look at. As much as we've still got a ton of barbershop stuff.
Barbershop, the hand strap on here is a barbershop.
We use the sideburn strap, the double camera strap. This is lovely. This is awesome. Really, really nice. We went for the material one. We used to have some of the hold fast full leathers, but we found these at the photography show a couple of years ago.
Half price.
And they are really nice people. Barbershop look after you, and I had one of these go, I think, didn't I? And brand new ones sent to me as soon as they could. So we've got full reviews of these. Most definitely, we've used them. Absolutely love them. I've got the Barbershops quiff bag. Probably going to take up most of the screen now. This is lovely. I love this bag. It's so nice. Tuscany leather. This again, get a big review. I had 2 5D Mark IIIs with grips and 5 lenses in this bag. You can imagine how much space I now have in this bag. So that's another one. And we have got all our film stuff as well. We've only been doing this, what, 6 months now?
Yeah, we've put a few videos on the film, but it's just basically showing you some images that we've got from our film. Because we develop our own film, which we enjoy. It's nice to sometimes go back old school.
But the whole appreciation of doing film photography is until you do it, you don't know it. To actually have to take the time to dial in a shutter, dial in the aperture, really frame up well, and know that once you press that button, that is it. You know, and you may not see it again for 4 or 5 weeks until you've gone through the whole film, especially if you use it like a personal thing. And then once you've developed it and scanned it, and there really is an appreciation of slowing down and taking time to take a shot. We definitely say we'd recommend dabbling if you can.
I mean, what would you like us to post out? What would you be interested in, for us to produce? What would you like us to produce for you? Any suggestions, and we'll happily have a go. I mean, we've got all this gear, so if any of you are interested in certain characteristics of these lenses, or you want to ask a few questions about it, go ahead. We're, as you'll probably see in our comments, we're constantly trying to interact with our audience. Last week we hit 2,000 subscribers, which we're really pleased about. We don't have much time to do this at the moment, and we don't have that many videos, but we do really appreciate the people who have subscribed and who have followed and who have commented. That makes it worthwhile for us, and it's nice to know that there are people out there that are interested in what we're putting out there. So,
and if you don't want to comment, email us, studio@thephotographyteam.co.uk. If you want some, talk about anything, ask questions, we will try our best to reply. But we're obviously off doing our own shoots and things like that. And the other thing is, we spoke to 4V only a week or so ago, and because you guys are subscribing, they're happy to send us some things to have a look at. So if there's something that you'd like us to try and get our hands on, we'd try and get our hands on it. We're happy to try and do that. So if there's anything particular, I'd love to get myself a digital version of this. But I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But this is us really. We're relaxed. We're not sponsored by anybody. This stuff is all out of our pockets and our hard work. And we just want to share it. We want to do some more tutorials as well, as opposed to just reviews. We want to show you how we're doing stuff.
Yeah, and I think at the moment, because as we record this video, it's now winter. Our weddings have dropped off now, so we hopefully will have some time to get out there and do some tutorials on these lenses. I've been out today with the 10-24 in Norwich. I've taken a few pictures, long exposure images of the Christmas lights and things, and I'm really happy with what I got from this lens.
And on that note, we're on Instagram, we're on Google+, we're on Facebook. We post a lot of images we do through Instagram. So if you're sort of interested in what's coming out of the Fuji, go and check us out on Instagram, because we love using Instagram. We get a lot of interaction on there. Really like Instagram. Google we kind of use as and when we post stuff out. Facebook we're findable on that and contactable through that as well. And the other thing is, what kind of tutorials would you like us to produce as well? If you've seen an image that we've done and think, how did you do that? Again, comment or ping us an email, and we will try our utmost to get back to you.
We will.
Cool. I think we'll wrap it up there and do some more later.
We'll do some more later. Like I said, we've got lots to get on with. So once again, thanks for all of you that do follow us and have subscribed. Really appreciate it.
Really appreciate that.
please share this video. Help us build our audience. You know, once the more the merrier, as we say. And
I think just before we end, apologise. We've got a screen below the camera, and we may be looking at that quite a lot through this video, because we want to know what we're doing and how we're looking. So that may be something that we need to learn, because we're not video people.
No.
You know, we take a still, so we're still learning. And this is a good test for the X-T2 as well on 4K. And using the Fuji remote app, so
I mean, yeah,
we might have to move that up nearer to the camera, so we're actually looking at camera rather than looking down it.
And the Fuji does have the battery grip on boost mode, so we get 30 minutes of 4K recording, which is great.
Lovely.
So
awesome. Thank you very much. We'll
Cheers.
see you soon.
Bye bye.